Hi everyone, I'm Todd Duncan, and I teach physics and astronomy at Pacific University here in Forest Grove, Oregon, on the surface of planet Earth. And one of the things I usually do in the summer is host public star parties where lots of people gather together under the night sky, and a few volunteers bring telescopes, and everyone has the opportunity to view some of the wonders of our universe and ask questions and connect with other curious people from lots of different perspectives, and basically ponder how we fit within our larger cosmic context. Of course, we can't do that this year because of the health concerns of large gatherings, but with everything that's going on in the world right now, it seems like we need a reminder of our common humanity now more than ever. So I've been experimenting with different versions of virtual star parties, and this video is part of an experiment, definitely an experiment, which I hope you will enjoy and find useful. Obviously, it is also the 4th of July tonight, so there will be explosions going on around. Part of the connection to the perspective, to the context that we're in. It's also the first clear night, really clear night we've had in a while, so I figured I'd take advantage of it anyway. Okay, so I have my little telescope set up here, and I'm going to show you in the camera if I can. So I'll get a little bit more light on the subject here. So a shout out to the folks at Unistellar who make a nice portable, easy to use telescope that allows me to do this. It also has an integrated camera, so that I'll be able to show you what I see through the telescope, essentially through the eyepiece. What I'll be able to show you, the light that comes in through the top of the telescope here and gets bounced off of some mirrors and onto a detector. And essentially, I'll be able to show you what you would be able to see if you could be here with me and look through the telescope. All right, so so part of the thing that I want to highlight here is that, you know, I'm just in a pretty ordinary location. I'm here on campus. I'm, you know, on a walkway here on campus. You can see some of the buildings behind me, and there's a street light, you know, that blocks some of the sky. There's street lights nearby. There's trees, and, you know, like I said, buildings, telephone poles block the view of the sky in some places. Often there's a mixture of clouds and clear patches of sky. There's fireworks going off. You know, I'm in a town not too far from a large city, so even when it's not 4th of July, the sky is not always super dark here. And so the point is that I'm not off in a remote mountaintop observatory. I'm not even in a particularly good observing site. And like I said, that's part of the point, is to remind you that the universe is all around you, and you are part of it wherever you are. Your everyday life is embedded in this cosmic context that I'm about to show you. And you just have to pause for a moment, and you can pause no matter what's going on around you, to really notice what's happening around you and what you're part of. Okay, so that brings me to the basic objective in making this video, is I'm going to be showing you some things that are very, very far away and can seem quite disconnected from your life. But I think if you'll give it a chance, you'll find that observing them creates an experience that's actually very local and internal and personal. So that's the goal. I want to create an experience in this moment, right where you are, wherever you are, of being connected to your larger self, your cosmic context, we might call it. So my suggestion is that you find a convenient spot where you can see the sky from wherever you are, maybe gather a few family and friends, again, you know, just like on Independence Day, who are part of your local bubble, and, you know, have a picnic or whatever. But, you know, basically find some place where you can get comfortable, where you can notice your surroundings and have conversations with the people close to you about whatever thoughts come up. And so what I'm going to do is point out where in the sky I'm looking, so that, and I'll give you some tools to help you find that in your local sky. Sorry. So that you can find where in the sky I'm looking, and you can hopefully turn your gaze in that direction before I show you the view through the telescope. And so that way, my aim here is that you'll be able to, it won't just be like looking at Hubble photos, which are great too, but that you can connect the image you see in the sky, you can connect the image that you see on the screen here, that more directly to where it is in the real night sky that you're looking up at, and that I'm also looking up at, right? And whoever around the world that might be watching this video while they're doing this, we're all on this little globe of the Earth, and we're all looking up essentially at the same sky, just from slightly different perspectives. Okay, so it's not quite the same as being at a full-on star party where you can be here at the telescope in person and look through it, but it still can be a pretty powerful experience, I think. So let me show you, let me pull up my slides here, a slide, and let's see, I guess I need to share that screen. I'll do share screen, and I'm going to pull up my PowerPoint. And what I want to do is just show you a couple of tools that I think you will find useful for being able, so that, for example, I'll be able to tell you, okay, we're going to look at an object now that, say, in fact, the first thing I'm going to try to show you here in a few minutes is a galaxy called the Whirlpool Galaxy, or M51 is its catalog number. And it's just off the handle of the Big Dipper. So a lot of people know how to find the Big Dipper. It's one of the few collections of stars, or at least as part of a constellation, Ursa Major, that most of us can find. But I'm going to show you in this tool called Stellarium where to find it, so that you can hopefully find it in your own night sky. And Stellarium is a free program, free open source program, so the link is up there on the screen. You can go and download it yourself on your computer or tablet or phone. I think it might be $2 or $3 for the app if you get it on your phone, but on a computer it's free. Then you can learn how to navigate your way around the sky that way. So I'll show you a few things in that in a moment to get us oriented. The other thing that I recommend, so I put one example on here, but is a star wheel. And so here's some links on here, or a link to one at Sky and Telescope, and there's lots of other ones. You can just do a Google search for something like make your own star wheel, and you'll find some. And then I'm gonna get out of the sharing here, so I'm gonna have a full screen. And you can, so now I can show you this, give you an example. So basically what it is, right, if you think about it, just like we have a map on the surface of the Earth, you can have a map of the sky. The problem is that the sky moves, right? The sun rises and sets. If you watch carefully, the stars and the moon and the planets all rise and set also. So they're constantly moving around the sky. And of course, the real reason for that is because the Earth is turning. And so that motion, of the sky going around us is the Earth turning, like you're on a merry-go-round and watching things move around you. And then there's another, maybe more subtle, you have to watch more carefully for longer to pay attention to this, but you've probably noticed that some seasons of the year, some months of the year, you can see certain constellations at night, and some seasons you can't see those same constellations, right? Like Orion is really prominent in the winter sky, but you can't see Orion if you're out in most of the night in the summertime. And there are other constellations that you can see in the summer and you can't see in the winter, and so on. And that's because of the Earth going around the sun, and so it changes the orientation of where the stars are from our point of view compared to where the sun is, and limits what we can see at nighttime. So if you combine those two motions and think about projecting them onto a flat map, you have a star wheel, which is basically a star map. And so the disk here is the half of it's oriented for the northern hemisphere. Sorry, you can also get one for the southern hemisphere if you're in the southern hemisphere. And you notice that it's got a bunch of constellations on it. And so it's, if you were in a fixed location, if you were not on the Earth rotating around, you could use it as a real map of the sky, just fixed. But if you rotate it to accommodate the motion of the Earth, and also put it in something here to indicate what parts of the sky we can see at a given time, then you have a useful map of your sky. And of course, it's a little bit distorted because we're projecting the dome of the night sky, right, onto a flat surface. But if you can see on here, there's like it says northern horizon or southern horizon or an east and west horizon. So it shows the directions. So basically what you do with this is you orient it. So you turn the dial on here. You won't be able to see it clearly until you print out your own, make one, but you can see the date, the months. There's April, May, June, and so on. And then there's times of night listed on here. And so you line those up with, so we are on July 4th, and it's about 11 o'clock local time here. So if I turn this to July 4th at 11 p.m. roughly, then now the sky that shows in here should show the stars that are up above my horizon where I am here. And you can do that wherever you are. And so then you can see on here constellations like there's the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper next to it, other constellations you might recognize on there. And then basically what you do is you orient, you look at which horizon you want to use here. Like, so here's the northern horizon. So I would turn and face north, hold it up overhead to match sky. And then this will match what roughly is in the sky. And as time goes on, I can turn the disk to represent the motion of as the Earth turns, the motion of the sky around me. Okay, so anyway, so even if you use the Stellarium, the app on your computer or phone or whatever to help you navigate, I highly recommend making one of these, printing this out and folding and cutting it, just because it's really nice to have the kind of embodied sense of what the motions are in the sky, and it's really easy to just kind of get yourself oriented that way. Okay, so that's kind of the introduction. And like I said earlier, what I would suggest that you do is go somewhere. I'm assuming you're probably, well, yeah, because I'm not going to post this until later. So you can go somewhere and let's see, I got to figure out how to get out of my PowerPoint here. See if I can just hit escape. There it goes. Okay. So what I would suggest, like I said, is that you go somewhere, gather with some friends, and safely socially distanced for not too many friends, and find a spot where you can see the sky, kind of get yourself oriented, pick out, download this program, Stellarium, make yourself a star wheel so that you can get oriented that way. And then I'll be back in just a minute, and let the Earth turn just a little bit further to get a little bit darker sky, and hopefully let a little bit of the noise die down here. And then what I'm going to do is I'll do the first installment tonight of just a few objects to look at, and then I'll try to make these in fairly short installments so that you have this intro video to watch to get yourself oriented, and then I'll do different objects on different nights, and then you can piece together your own star party with your friends, like I said, to look at whatever objects you want, and then I'll show you those same objects through the telescope, and you can pick and choose what you want to watch. And also feel free to, I'm going to post this on YouTube and Facebook and on our website. You can feel free to post comments there about particular objects that you'd like to see, particular types of objects you'd like to see, ask questions and so on, and we can kind of get a dialogue going from there. Again, not quite the same as being in person, but I think it can be pretty close. All right, so I will be back in just a few minutes. I'll let you get settled, and I will show you the Whirlpool Galaxy and hopefully some other cool stuff too.